Hello and welcome viewers. You're watching this special presentation of Sunset TV with your host Kriti Mishra. The winter session of Parliament 2025 commenced on Monday, the 1st of December 2025, has been adjourned sine die on Friday, the 19th of December 2025. The session provided 15 sittings spreading over 19 days. During the session, 10 bills were introduced and a total of 8 bills were passed by both the houses of Parliament. The productivity of the Lok Sabha has been approximately 111% and that of Rajya Sabha approximately 121%. This winter session of Parliament turned out to be one of the most productive sessions in the recent past. During the winter session of Parliament 2025, 8 bills were passed by both houses of Parliament, some of which have far-reaching consequences for achieving the objectives of Viksit Bharat. The Health Securities and National Security cess bill seeks to augment the resources for meeting expenditure on national security and for public health and to levy cess for set purposes on the machines installed and other processes undertaken by which specified goods are manufactured or produced and for matters connected therewith.
CAG report. 2015, the report came out in 15, but it pertains to the year 2013. Army's ammunition reserves were at a crisis level. Against the official requirement of stocking 40 days of war reserves, 125 of 170 ammunition types fell below the 20 days supply. Shockingly, half of all the ammunition types had stocks for less than 10 days of intensive warfare as of March 2013, sir. So that's the level into which our armed forces were depleted of their resources. We can't afford that. And therefore, we want to have consistent, regular, steady flow of income so that we are able to give that to defense purposes. There's one other example which always makes me feel very depressed. 2011 report by the CAG painted a very dismal picture of our coastal defense, citing ad hoc planning and huge manpower and equipment shortfall. The Indian Coast Guards, entrusted with much of the coastal security, sir, was operating barely half its required strength. Only 65% of the needed patrol vessels were with them and 48% of the required aircrafts were in service. So that is the kind of lacunae that we faced. We don't want that situation. We should be able to provide for our defense far more efficiently and steadily. So I'll go over to talking particular members and their concerns. Sir D. Prasad Rao, Shri Supriya Sule, and also Srimati Supriya, thank you, Srimati Supriya Sule, and also Dr. Prabha Mallikarjun, I can't find her here, but all of them had raised this issue saying there is no detail about the schemes for which the cess will be levied. I think many others have also spoken in similar vein. And also that there is no clarity on the distribution of the cess amongst two objectives which are stated. I want to clarify, sir. Section 7(1) of the bill makes it very clear that the proceeds of the cess are to be used only for two purposes: strengthening India's national security and supporting public health. This actually creates a complete ring fence for a framework, and that will actually be implemented for these two. By providing that the central government will specifically prescribe these activities, schemes and programs, whether in the area of national security or public health, for which the cess is being utilized. I want to underline the fact that how funds are going to be allocated across objectives will be laid out through the rules about which Supriya ji specifically had a question. I will explain that. Even before I do that, several members again, Dr. Sumati, who's here, Dr. Alok Kumar Suman, and even Honorable Member Supriya Sule had raised this issue. Does the centre have the right to even impose cess? Where does it come from? Sir, the constitutional power of levying a cess rests entirely in Article 270, which authorizes the Parliament, not the government of the day, Parliament, to levy a cess for a specific purpose. Entry 97 of List 1, the residual entry empowers Parliament to legislate on matters and taxes mentioned elsewhere. Now, taking it further, I mean, this power that centre can levy through the Parliament, a cess, has been reinforced by the Supreme Court in one of the judgments passed in 2019, Mohit Minerals case.
With your kind permission, I rise to move that the bill Sustainable Harnessing and Advancement of Nuclear Energy for Transforming India be taken into consideration.
The Sustainable Harnessing and Advancement of Nuclear Energy for Transforming India Bill 2025 seeks to provide for the promotion and development of nuclear energy and ionizing radiation for nuclear power generation, application in healthcare, food, water, agriculture, industry, research, environment, innovation in nuclear science and technology, for the welfare of the people of India, and for a robust regulatory framework for its safe and secure utilization, and for matters connected therewith.
मंत्री जी प्रस्ताव पेश करें कि विधेयक को यथा संशोधित पारित किया जाए।
Speaker sir, I move that the bill may be passed.
प्रश्न ये है कि विधेयक को यथा संशोधित पारित किया जाए। जो सदस्य इसके पक्ष में हाँ कहें, जो सदस्य विरोध में ना कहें। मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में प्रस्ताव स्वीकृत हुआ और विधेयक यथा संशोधित पारित हुआ।
ये बिल विकसित भारत के लिए विकसित गांव के निर्माण का बिल है।
The Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission, Grameen. The bill provides for establishment of a rural development framework aligned with the national vision of Viksit Bharat at 2047 by providing a statutory guarantee of 125 days of wage employment in every financial year to every rural household whose adult members volunteer to undertake unskilled manual work to promote empowerment, growth, convergence and saturation for a prosperous and resilient rural Bharat and for matters connected therewith.
Shri Suraj Singh Chauhan Singh ji to move that the bill be passed.
आदरणीय सभापति महोदय, आपकी अनुमति से मैं प्रस्ताव पेश करता हूं कि लोकसभा द्वारा पारित विकसित भारत रोजगार और आजीविका मिशन ग्रामीण VBG रामजी विकसित भारत जी रामजी विधेयक 2025 को पारित किया जाए।
The motion is moved that the bill be passed. The question is that the bill be passed. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The bill is passed.
First batch of supplementary demands for grants for the year 2025-26 were discussed and voted in full, and the related appropriation bill was introduced, considered and passed by the Lok Sabha on 15 December and returned by the Rajya Sabha on 16th December. A bill replacing ordinance, namely the Manipur Goods and Services Tax Second Amendment Ordinance, promulgated by President after monsoon session of 2025, was considered and passed by Parliament. Statutory resolution on the adoption of Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Amendment Act 2024 in the state of Manipur was also adopted in the Rajya Sabha. Let's take a look at the bills passed by both houses of Parliament. The Manipur Goods and Services Tax Second Amendment Bill 2025, the Central Excise Amendment Bill 2025, the Health Securities and National Security Cess Bill 2025, the Appropriation Number 4 Bill 2025, the Repealing and Amending Bill 2025, the Sabka Bima Sabki Raksha Amendment of Insurance Laws Bill 2025, The Sustainable Harnessing and Advancement of Nuclear Energy for Transforming India Bill 2025, the Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission Grameen VBG Ramji Bill 2025. Let's take a look at the bill referred to the Joint Committee of both houses. The Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhisthan Bill 2025. Bill referred to the Standing Committee of Parliament includes the Securities Market Code Bill 2025. A special discussion on the 150th anniversary of the national song Vande Mataram was held in the Lok Sabha on 8th December and in the Rajya Sabha on 9th, 10th and 11th December. Prime Minister initiated the discussion in the Lok Sabha. 65 members participated, which engaged the House for 11 hours and 32 minutes. Home Minister initiated the discussion in the Rajya Sabha. 81 members participated in the debate, which was concluded with the speech of Leader of the House in the Rajya Sabha. This engaged the House for a total time of 12 hours and 49 minutes.
Year 2025 marks the 150th anniversary of India's national song Vande Mataram, which translates to Mother, I bow to thee.
आदरणीय अध्यक्ष जी, 150 वर्ष उस महान अध्याय को, उस गौरव को पुनः स्थापित करने का अवसर है और मैं मानता हूं सदन ने भी और देश ने भी इस अवसर को जाने नहीं देना चाहिए। यही वंदे मातरम है जिसने 1947 में देश को आजादी दिलाई। स्वतंत्रता संग्राम का भावात्मक नेतृत्व इस वंदे मातरम के जयघोष में था। आदरणीय अध्यक्ष जी, आपके समक्ष आज जब मैं वंदे मातरम 150 निमित्त चर्चा के लिए आरंभ करने खड़ा हुआ हूं, यहां कोई पक्ष प्रतिपक्ष नहीं है, क्योंकि हम सब यहां जो बैठे हैं एक्चुअली हमारे लिए रण स्वीकार करने का अवसर है कि जिस वंदे मातरम के कारण लक्षावधि लोग आजादी का आंदोलन चला रहे थे और उसी का परिणाम है कि आज हम सब यहां बैठे और इसलिए हम सभी सांसदों के लिए, हम सभी जनप्रतिनिधियों के लिए वंदे मातरम के रण स्वीकार करने का ये पावन पर्व है। और इससे हम प्रेरणा लेकर के वंदे मातरम की जिस भावना ने देश की आजादी का जंग लड़ा, उत्तर दक्षिण पूर्व पश्चिम पूरा देश एक स्वर से वंदे मातरम बोल के आगे बढ़ा। फिर से एक बार अवसर है कि आओ हम सब मिल के चले, देश को साथ लेके चले। आजादी के दीवानों ने जो सपने देखे थे उन सपनों को पूरा करने के लिए वंदे मातरम 150 हम सबकी प्रेरणा बने, हम सबकी ऊर्जा बने और देश आत्मनिर्भर बने। 2047 में विकसित भारत बना करके हम रहे, इस संकल्प को दोहराने के लिए ये वंदे मातरम हमारे लिए एक बहुत बड़ा अवसर है।
A discussion on election reforms was also held in the Lok Sabha on 9th and 10th December and in the Rajya Sabha on 11th, 15th and 16th December. Home Minister concluded the debate in the Lok Sabha. 62 members participated in the discussion, which engaged the House for 12 hours and 59 minutes. In the Rajya Sabha, the debate was concluded by the Leader of the House, Rajya Sabha. 57 members participated in the debate, which engaged the House for a total time of 10 hours and 37 minutes.
फ्री एंड फेयर चुनाव कराने का हमारा संविधान ने जिम्मेदारी चुनाव आयोग की तय की। मतदाता सूची बनाने की और मतदाता सूची में सुधार करने की जिम्मेदारी भी चुनाव आयोग को दी। अनुच्छेद संविधान के भाग 15 में अनुच्छेद 324, इसमें चुनाव आयोग का गठन, चुनाव आयुक्त की नियुक्ति, लोकसभा, राज्यसभा, विधानसभा, उपराष्ट्रपति और राष्ट्रपति, ये सभी चुनाव का संपूर्ण नियंत्रण संविधान ने चुनाव आयुक्त को दिया है। और चुनाव आयुक्त एक से ज्यादा हो तो इलेक्शन कमिश्नर को दिया है। अब 325 जो अनुच्छेद है वो किसी भी पात्र मतदाता को मतदाता सूची से बाहर नहीं रखा जाता, इसका प्रावधान करता है। मगर 326 एक गहन पुनर्निरीक्षण के लिए, एसआईआर के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। क्या है 326 मान्यवर? इन्होंने मतदाता की पात्रता, योग्यता और मतदाता होने की शर्तें आर्टिकल 326 में तय की है। और वो शर्तें क्या है? सबसे पहली शर्त है कि मतदाता भारत का नागरिक होना चाहिए, विदेशी नहीं होना चाहिए। ये सबसे पहली शर्त है। और ये कह रहे हैं कि चुनाव आयोग क्यों ये कर रहा है? भाई इसका दायित्व है इसलिए कर रहे हैं। दूसरी है 18 साल से ज्यादा आयु का व्यक्ति मतदाता बन सकता है। तीसरा, वैधता का निर्धारण मानसिक असमर्थता, अपराध और भ्रष्टाचार में संलिप्तता के लिए जो कानून ने समय समय पर तय किया है, इसके पर। तो ये 3 पात्रताओं के आधार पर भारत के मतदाता होने की बात तय होती है।
Conducting the proceedings of the upper house for the first time during the winter session of Parliament as a chairman, Chairman C.P. Radhakrishnan emphasized that MP's duty is to work with commitment to fulfill people's rightful aspirations. He thanked the members for their good wishes, stressing that only in democracy a person can rise from the humblest beginning to highest positions in public life. He said that citizens look up to Parliament, which is the highest forum of wisdom and collective judgment to guide the nation. Rajya Sabha Chairman C.P. Radhakrishnan urged members of Parliament to uphold the Constitution and follow established norms, emphasizing on the Lakshman Rekha of parliamentary conduct. The chairman made these remarks on the first day of the winter session of Parliament.
I am so deeply moved by the wishes, appreciations and the encouragement by 33 members of this August House. It is my honor and privilege to serve Bharat Mata, and I thank you for electing me as the Vice President of India and Chairman of Rajya Sabha. We all should be proud of India's democratic power and celebrate her as the mother of democracy. Yes, it is mentioned by many members, my humble journey from Tirupur, the knitwear capital, to New Delhi, the national capital, shows the remarkable power of our democracy. Only in democracy a person can rise from the humblest beginning to the high positions in public life. This rise makes me more conscious of the duties and responsibilities of the chair. The chair had been adorned by the finest and the most distinguished sons of the soil. Their intellect, dignity and commitment to parliamentary democracy have left being an enduring legacy, and I assure the House to continue their great legacy.
Meanwhile, welcoming Chairman C.P. Radhakrishnan on the first day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Mr. Radhakrishnan's rise from an ordinary background to the Vice Presidency reflects the true strength of country's democracy.
सदन के हम सभी माननीय सदस्यों के लिए ये गर्व की पल है आपका स्वागत करना और आपके मार्गदर्शन में सदन के माध्यम से देश को प्रगति की राह पर ले जाने के लिए महत्वपूर्ण विषयों पर चर्चा, महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय और उसमें आपका अमूल्य मार्गदर्शन एक बहुत बड़ा अवसर हम सबके लिए है। मैं सदन की तरफ से, मेरी तरफ से आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, आपका अभिनंदन करता हूं और आपको शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। और मैं विश्वास भी कर देता हूं कि सभी इस सदन में बैठे हुए माननीय सदस्य ये उच्च सदन की गरिमा को संभालते हुए आपकी गरिमा की भी सदा सर्वदा चिंता करेंगे, मर्यादा रखेंगे, ये मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं। हमारे सभापति जी एक सामान्य परिवार से आ रहे हैं, किसान परिवार से निकले हैं और पूरा जीवन समाज सेवा के लिए समर्पित किया है। समाज सेवा ये उनकी निरंतरता रही है। राजनीतिक क्षेत्र उसका एक पहलू रहा है, लेकिन मुख्य धारा समाज सेवा की रही है। समाज के प्रति समर्पित होकर के जितना कुछ अपने युवा काल से लेकर अब तक वो करते आए हैं, करते रहे हैं, वो हम सभी समाज सेवा के प्रति रुचि रखने वाले लोगों के लिए एक प्रेरणा है, एक मार्गदर्शन है।
Chairman also praised the members for utilizing parliamentary tools sincerely and hoped for continued fruitful debates in future sessions, emphasizing their role as custodians of democracy. Well, viewers, that's all we had for you in this edition. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Sunset TV. Goodbye for now from my side.